Good morning, students. Today we shall take up one of the topics for your language paper, that is for your question 2B. In this, there is a topic called proposal writing. Right? A proposal writing. And this is question number 2B and it carries 10 marks. Alright? And the word limit words. So it's a brief proposal that you write consisting of 150 words. Alright, now let us look at the format for this particular exercise. You will find in your language textbook on page 14 and 15. Alright? So you look up page 14 and 15, you shall find the format for writing a proposal. Okay. Now, before going into the format, let me explain to you what is a proposal. What is a proposal? A proposal literally means a plan or a suggestion, especially in formal or written form. And it is put forward for consideration by others. So it's a plan or a suggestion you are presenting or putting forward to another person or another group of persons for consideration. Alright? So it's a formal suggestion, it's a formal plan, and therefore it is usually given in a written format. Okay. Now, when we talk about this particular theme of proposal, let's have a look at the types of proposals that we may or we may not do in the future. So some of these proposals we shall look at different types of proposals. Types of proposals. First is the business number one. Type number one is a business proposal. So it's I told you these proposals are formal and therefore it's in writing. So therefore, a business proposal is a written form. Okay? A written proposal or a written offer from a seller, a person who wants to sell his commodities, his products to a prospective buyer. Alright? Or a prospective client. Okay? A prospective buyer. So when a written offer is made by a business person, a businessman or a woman, a business person, or a firm or an industry, to a prospective buyer, a person who would be interested in buying his or her product. We call it a business proposal. Okay, so that is the first type of proposal. The second type of proposal is it's a return offer from seller, a person to a prospective buyer. Right. So the first type of proposal is a business proposal, and it is an offer made by a person who wants to sell his products to a person who is interested or possibly interested in buying his or her product. The second type of proposal is a grants proposal. The second type of proposal is a grants proposal. Now what's a grant? It's an aid. It's an aid, a financial help that you are seeking from an organization or even from a government department. Alright? It could be from an NGO, or it could be from a government, it could be from an organization or an industry or a firm, because they also have funds for their cooperative responsibility. Corporate responsibility. Okay. So you have, for requesting an organization for funds for accomplishing a particular project. This is what we call a business proposal. An offer you are requesting an organization. So it can be government or not government. For funds to accomplish, that means to carry out a particular project. Alright? Funds to accomplish or for accomplishing particular project. Okay. So you have a plan to, let's say, conduct a literacy program. That is educating the illiterate. Or you have a plan or a suggestion to give vocational training to the dropouts. Dropouts are children who haven't completed their schooling and somewhere in the middle they dropped out for various reasons, maybe financial, maybe because of some other reasons they dropped out of the school, and now, but there is always a possibility they can be put into a vocational training or a skill training, and then they can make a living on their own. Like for instance, you can train them to be carpenters or electricians or plumbers or book vendors, any such jobs that can be carried out. Alright? Okay. Now that is, you have such a plan, such a project in your mind, and you make a proposal to a particular NGO or a government organization or some corporate companies to help you out in carrying this particular project. That is the second type of project. Because for carrying out any project, you require financial aid or financial help. So this is the second type of proposal that we talked about. That's grants proposal, which means requesting an organization for funds or accomplishing a particular task. Okay. Alright, accomplishing a particular task. Oh, this is the second type of proposal. Now let's have a look at the third type of proposal. Okay, so the third type of project proposal that we usually write is a research proposal. So this is usually written by a research scholar and presented to his client. Alright, you must have heard of PhD or MPhil. And before they do this, so PhD is basically a program in researching. So before they start this project, so they usually get in touch with a guide, a scholar, who would be guiding this particular research scholar through research. And therefore, before he starts his scholastic research, he has to submit a project, a plan or a scheme of how he is going to go about with this research to his guide. And he should state the topic that he is going to be researching on and the reasons for doing so. Right? So this is the research scholar. The research scholar giving details of this topic for this research. And the reasons for his or her selection of a particular topic. So this is the third type of proposals that we engage in. That's the research. When you are doing a research on a topic, then you have to give a plan or a scheme of how you are going to go about it, and what is your topic, and why did you particularly choose this topic and not any other. So this is a research proposal. Alright? Then, the fourth type of proposal that we have is the fourth type of proposal is project based. Alright? A project based proposal. That is the fourth type of project. Alright? So, this particular project, this particular proposal is a project in which, proposal in which a project and an event or event is to be organized. Alright? Is a proposal in which project or proposal project or and even need to be organized. Alright? So this is a proposal, this is a plan in which you intend to carry out a project. It may be a science project, it may be a water harvesting project, it may be a literary club you want to begin, or you want to conduct a cleanliness drive, alright, or any other environmental or a campus project or a outside campus project. So it may be a literacy drive which will come outside the campus, where you would go out to the villages, you would identify the dropouts or illiterates and pull them together, bring them to the school, and then you would give them some kind of training, either in skills or vocational skills, or you would educate them on various aspects. So these are project side. Or it could be an event in the campus or outside the campus. You want to organize a program, let's say a school 8 or a musical. So any such event that you plan to organize. And then, so for this, you make a proposal, you make a plan, you make a suggestion, and present it to the head of the institution or the principal or the headmaster of your school. For what? For approval. It needs to be approved, it needs to be it needs to be brought to his notice so that he can go through it and see if this is viable, and it's so that is the reason why you submit to the process. Now, for our council syllabus, we are taking up only this particular type of this fourth type, that is project-based proposal. That is what we shall be concentrating on. Alright? Okay. Now, so you shall be asked in your council exams to write a proposal for implementing a project or an event, or organizing an event, or and then seeking its approval from a person in authority, that is usually the principal of the school. And then in that you have to state you have to say how you intend to carry out this particular project, and in a given time. There are time schedule has to be given, and then you have to also mention how you are going to go about it. Right? How you shall go about it, and what is your aim? What aims do you intend to achieve by carrying out this project? What are your objectives for carrying out this project? And how are you going to go about it? What are your requirements? And how are you going to bring together all these requirements? And then, what about, because most of these projects or proposals, projects involve financial requirement as well. So how are you going to meet these budgetary needs? How do you expect this project, for carrying out this project, how do you expect to get the funds, the financial requirements? Okay. So that's what we shall be talking about in our proposal writing. So I told you, basically there are 4 types of proposals. Alright? The first is a business proposal from a businessman or a seller to a prospective customer or a buyer. Okay. So this is given in a written format because it's a formal proposal, formal suggestion or plan. Second, I told you, is a grants proposal. So you want to carry out the project, and then for carrying out the project you will require financial assistance, financial aid, and you request some of these organizations, governmental or NGOs, non-governmental organizations, or corporates, or firms or industries, for financial aid for carrying out your project. Then, the third type of project, I said, is a research scholar or a research proposal, where a research scholar presents his proposal or his plan or his scheme of carrying out a particular research on a particular topic, and he presents it to his guide, who will be the one who shall guide him throughout this research. The fourth type of project that we have is project-based proposal. So it's a proposal in which you plan to organize an event, or you want to carry out a project, and how you are going about it, and this type of project. And this is what we are going to be concentrating on for your ISC examination. So we shall be practicing this type of projects, project-based proposal, or in which we shall write a plan or a scheme or a suggestion in formal written form and submit it to an authority who is usually the head of the institution or the principal of the school, and then and we'll state what are the aims and objectives of this particular project, what do you intend to achieve by doing this, and then you submit it to your authority for approval and necessary action. Okay. Then how you are going to collect the funds or generate funds, or you expect it to be given by the management and so on. All these things, that's what we shall be doing. Okay, now what we shall do is this much for today, and in the next class I shall give you a format, the format of writing a proposal, and then we go on to practicing to write simple proposals of the fourth type, that is project-based proposals. We shall do ample practices so that we shall be perfect in writing a proposal. Right? Okay. With that we finish today's lesson, and in the next class we shall continue with it. I shall give you the format and we shall do a sample proposal in class. Okay.